Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Real quickly, it's a quick video. I was talking to one of my partners, and we had a discussion about boundaries, about healthy boundaries. Because once you get to that threshold as husband and wife, you got to keep things spicy. But before we get into that, I'm gonna read the scripture. Well, I'm gonna paraphrase the scripture about the husband and wife. They cleave to one another and leave out of the father and mother's house. Right? So take that concept with boundaries. So in this particular instance, we're gonna talk about the children. Like you cannot hold your child over your spouse. That what's the Hebrew word?
For
Wrong.
Ta'ut.
Ta'ut. Do not do that. That's a complete no. This is why. Because you cleave to your spouse. That's for me. You cleave to your spouse. The kids go up and leave. Then what is your purpose and your value going to be? Is it still going to be in the child when they gone? When they get married? When they go off to college? No. You're going to have to find value in yourself and your marriage. So you got to cleave to your woman. And women cleave to your men. Very simple concept. That means if you have to put parameters around where you spend time with your spouse, then do so. This is not just me. I got some good counseling from other people that had good fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like the Wades and the Talberts. They have very good counseling. Like the Darbys. When he was here and married, they had very good counseling tools for marriage people. Meaning, get you some healthy boundaries. Like for us, we had created our room is our healthy boundary. Baby girl got a knock. She 2 years old. She got a knock to come in our space. That's our space. That's healthy boundaries for us. So when it's boom time, she already know go in your room, or she will know that once we continue to do that. Also, delegate time for the children. Yes, children are very attentive. They do demand a lot of your attention, but it's okay to put a boundary, a blocker there, so you won't be burned out. So your marriage won't be burned out. So you and your spouse won't be fighting with each other about attention. So if they not doing certain things, then you and your spouse need to have a conversation. Y'all need to tweak y'all system. Wives, I know it's difficult at times because I know y'all come from a nurturing background, but it is going to be beneficial for your marriage if you take your time out and agree with your husband and set aside that boundary. Do not hold your child over your husband. That's a authority. Every time he says something, don't fight that man on that. As far as discipline or specific decisions of the home, keep that boundary up. Don't knock it down. Yes, they gonna cry, they gonna whine, they gonna be a distraction. The enemy could use them for a distraction too. Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You want anything?
Yeah, I do want to piggyback.
Let's talk up a little bit.
That's pretty loud.
Okay.
Another thing is when it comes to disagreements, we learned early on not to use the child as a getaway or like an escape. Like, oh, well, I gotta go tend to the baby. Like, we'll talk about it another time, or because you just want to get out the disagreement or the argument or whatever.
Ta'ut. No. Wrong.
Yeah, so don't try to use your child or children as your escape. As your escape.
Same thing for men. I mean, I have my entertainment that I like. I cannot run to that over dealing with my woman. There's been plenty of times I tried, but the good Lord knows that he be on my back and back. Go address your woman. Go handle that. Go get that fixed. So I have to go in there and get it fixed. Knowing I need to. I know I need to. But you have your times when you don't be wanting to go back and forth with your woman. But you be like, go address your home. Go fix your home. But having those safe boundaries will help out with that. If you give your woman some time, especially let's say if you got a high and by relationship, like the husband working night, the woman working in the morning. That means y'all gotta schedule a time during the week where it's just y'all, 2 hours, 3 hours. Y'all gotta really strategically schedule for that. Not where all the kids consuming majority of the time. No, you give them 1 or 2 hours, and you can have the rest of the day. Especially if you got family. So y'all just have to schedule that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can keep y'all marriage fresh. Now, if you like me, who has a wonderful queen at the house, who's holding down the fort when I'm at work, I have time when I get off. But I still have to delegate that time when I'm off work to really be attentive to my wife. Not all the time I do it. Not all the time she do it. It's time that we are just chilling and content.
Yeah.
And just doing our own thing. And then there's times that we have to put the phone down. Let's have a game night. Let's watch a flick. Let's get into some trouble. Let's play around. Let's play tag.
Whatever.
Just have a deep conversation about something. Mm-hmm. And those times and moments are very critical. You know what I'm saying? Especially like for now in our season, we are getting ready to transition. So my wife asked me some stuff, some plans about the housing, about trying to get us a house. What's the plan? So I have to get off my phone, regardless if they've been there or not, give her my plan. Not give her my plan. And those moments are very critical. So I said all that to say, have healthy boundaries. And it's okay, wives and husbands, to have healthy boundaries. Husbands, you gotta deal with your woman. Deal with her. Don't let her keep flying off the hinges. Don't keep accepting any other thing. Deal with her. Put them children in a room somewhere. Have a real conversation with your wife. Deal with them.
Deal with the issues, period. No matter whose side is on, whether it's from the wife, the husband, they need to be dealt with and not pushed back and just put on the back burner, and then you just trying to go day by day holding on to crap
that you ain't even get off your heart.
Yeah, and just it's not gonna be good when it actually come out. All the issues really come out. So deal with it. Even if you don't feel like dealing with it, if that means stepping aside, taking a deep breath, go pray or worship something, and then come and deal with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Deal with it. It's very critical. Now, especially when it comes down to sex. Sex is very important. Very, very important. Because scriptures say, my body is hers, her body is mine. Mm-hmm. Do not withhold any marital thing from one another. He said, even if you do in fasting and praying, only do it for a certain amount of time. Or the enemy going to come in and then the enticement will begin. So he said, come back to each other so that won't happen. That's how important sex is. Now, it's only not supposed to be done in a consent of bloody menstruals.
When you're bleeding,
bloody menstruals, and also when y'all agree in fasting and praying.
Yeah, not just agreeing because hey, that's y'all, but it specifically say when you come into agreement for the purposes of fasting and praying, and even in that, it's like don't be so long on that either, cause
right. Yeah. So if that means if the spouse says no, I ain't in agreement, you still gotta give up that butt to your husband.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. Husband, you cannot be too tired. Even if you need to put on Christ's strength. Yeah. You gotta do something. I had my moments when I was dog tired. And my wife was ready. I had to pray, Lord, help me. I'm a man. I got a high sex drive. But at that time, I did not have that. Lord, help me so I could be pleasing to my wife. Now, forget the fireworks, y'all. We in LA. It's just happening. So have those personal boundaries set up where if y'all got to put the children to bed faster, do so. Don't let them be a month. running around with the schedule of theirs. Put them on your schedule. That means if they need to be in bed by 8, you make sure they in bed by 8. If they need to be in bed by 9:30, y'all make sure that happen. But if y'all trying to do some boom boom time, you need to put aside that time. Meaning, if you have to put them, all right, y'all going to bed an hour early. Forget all the crying. Forget all the whining. Be stern with it as a unit, together as a unit. That way the children will see what's up. You feel me? You have to do it this way. If you do not, your marriage is going to be under heavy attack.
Yeah.
Spiritually, it's already like that. It's already on that. Don't add more when it comes down to the woman you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life on earth. Women, men, y'all home is supposed to be a peace place. It's supposed to be peace here. So you come home to peace. Women, have peace. Come home to peace. And if it's not, they're created. Because it's just a flick of the switch. Just like how you can choose to be upset and angry, you can choose to have peace. You can choose to control your emotions. You can do these things. This is going to help when it comes down to setting boundaries. Because if the father is a hard disciplinary and he says something, then the woman needs to be on his side in front of the children. In front of the children. Because he still is the head. He still is the head. He still is the head of the household, the leader. So the order of the house can be done how it's supposed to be done. But then if it's an issue, you and your woman go to the side in y'all space and talk about it. And then y'all make y'all adjustments.
Yeah. I guess the piggyback is unity. Unity is very important. Period. Whether in marriage or just when you're trying to set a foundation, period, being on one accord hold a lot of weight. Because if you're telling your child one thing and then the other parent telling the child something totally different, then that allows much room for manipulation. So you said one thing and they know, oh, well, this person not going to, they ain't gonna take it that serious. So let me go ask this, and now y'all fighting each other, so we don't even let room for that.
That's foolish.
So kind of like you said, so if there's a rule y'all set in place, both of y'all need to be on accord, not wavering and, behind them, you can do this. Trying to be sneaky. That's like your child's watching and they see all that. And you're going to regret it later.
That's causing dysfunction.
Yeah, and discord. So, and then that even give your child room to disrespect you. Because they're like, oh, this parent, you just saying that, And then when you're trying to have this front in front of your spouse, when you're telling them something else, when the spouse ain't around, it's just a lot of crap. You don't want to do that.
So have healthy boundaries.
Yeah. And stay on one accord. And then kind of like he said, like if it's something you don't agree on that the husband has set in place, then you address it separately. Y'all go to the room or whatever, address it and explain why you feel, how you feel about it. And then there are some times where even after you address it, the rule is still what it's going to be because whatever your husband decides, that's what it has to be. Now, if it's wrong, you take it to God. Or if it still bothers you after the conversation, take it to God. And if it's wrong in God's eyes, He will correct the husband, and then for y'all to reset whatever it is, the rule, whatever. So.
And if it's not, God gonna carry you.
He'll help you. Right. Help you out to be in. Because again, being in unity is very powerful. So if the enemy can get in through your children, through outsiders or whatever, it ain't gonna be pretty.
So if it's some stuff that's already set in order, you can still correct it. Don't take this video and be like, I can't correct it, because you can't. If you have already went astray of order of the home, that means, woman, if you are very outspoken and dominant over the man is very passive, you have to yield, cover your mouth, step back. Man, talk, be confronting. Don't just be in confrontation, but confront whatever you need to confront. Be dominant. Step up and lead. That's the first thing. The second, if y'all have children and the woman is more domineering and she's running her home, y'all have to talk to them together and say, your dad runs the home. And then when it's time for the testing, you take a step back and say, go ask your daddy. And whatever he say, go. And that removes you from the equation and put him in a hot seat. And that will allow him to make the decision. Now, fathers and husbands, do not say go and run to your wife. That's going to cause more confusion for the children. Stand up, make the decision, and move forward. Women, you also have to allow them to make the mistakes. That's the only way they're going to be able to grow. You got to allow them to make mistakes. Even if you're right, you have to allow them to make the mistakes. That way your children can see everything they need to see. They can see a strong leader, especially if you got boys. Strong leader come from the headship. Femininity from the wife. They can also still be a leader. They still can be a leader, but it's just a certain atmosphere that you want your boys to follow. You don't want them going into leader in dysfunction. You don't want them to go into that because then God gotta do more work because you didn't do your job. And then they'll let the girls see they don't have to be extra tough. I can be sensitive. I can be feminine. I can be soft. But they can have their stern characteristics because the dad is being what he's supposed to be. And then the mom is not displayed because she is the nurturer, she is the teacher and the coach. So they're getting both tools, but it's going to come to the children more correct. Take your time out. Set boundaries. Set chores up. Don't have them just doing everything.
And they got you doing all the work.
And you super tired.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That is completely wrong. I know there's a lot of dudes out there that didn't have their dad like that. But that doesn't mean that's not an excuse for you to be that same dad or to be a bad dad. You still can be a very good dad. Set boundaries. Be the disciplinary. And also when back your wife and wives back your husband when it comes down to what the other spouse said. So if my wife says something that I didn't hear and I say no, but she already said yes, then I'll be like, go ahead, because your mom already said yes. Now there's moments when I override that. I'm like, nah, don't give that. And then the wife dad say don't give it, and then put it up. So that's okay. Don't let them children run y'all rapid because y'all on them schedules. Get together, talk about it, get the schedule in order, delegate work so y'all won't have so much on y'all back when y'all coming from work, when y'all trying to be pleasing to one another. And also don't use sex as a manipulation tool, women. Do not do that. Do not do that. Same thing with men. You don't have to beat the woman up in forms of punishment. That is the wrong way to do it. That's not healthy. And that's more demonic than of God. You feel me? Is that it? What we said about dating, right?
What you mean?
Is go to dates. Go on dates. Do the same thing you've been doing before the children came. That's the only way the marriage will continue to thrive and be fruitful. Women, dress up for your men. Just the same way you did to bag them. It's the same thing you got to do to keep them. Not saying, and take divorce and all that out your take that out. That's going to cause a rift. And that's manipulation. It's a fine line between manipulation. Try to stay off that fine line. Try your best. Allow them to talk. Allow the children to express themselves. Don't be so domineering where they can't talk. When they so timid they can't talk. Allow them to talk. Allow them to express themselves. But you still got to let them know who is the dad and who is the mom. Men, lead your homes. Lead them strongly. And I do agree to go get healthy counseling, post-marriage counseling, because that helps sharpen you spiritually and also physically. Don't be so shunned away from it. Make time to get it done. But women, if the husband say no, then that's what it is. Don't keep pestering about it. Take it to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But also try your best still to treat him as you would Christ. That's the only way he gonna be able to. His heart will be softened. Because if you keep tugging on a man's pride, that pride gonna show up, and it's not gonna be pretty because women are the weaker vessel for a reason. Men are the strength vessel, but it's to protect and not to be poked fun of. Don't do that. Don't go in that. Don't go in that realm. Don't go in manipulation. Do not do that. That is bad business. Bad business. And don't use your children to manipulate the parents neither. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's the word? What's the word again? It's wrong. Ta-oop, 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 ta-oop. Do not do that. Take your time out. And this is not to beat you up if you're doing it, but to allow you to see yourself. Stay encouraged. Reevaluate your plan and your system of communication. Take the time out for each other and give the children some time. They don't have to have all your time, just enough. Just give them enough. Now it's good if you want to go above, but just give them just enough. Give your wives and your husbands their time, because that relationship is more important. Believe it or not, it's more important than the children. It is. It is. You ain't sleeping with your children every day. You're not doing that. You sleep with your spouse, and if you're doing that, you need to go get delivered. Go get delivered. Go get some counseling. But that's something that shouldn't be done. So take the time out, reevaluate your system once again. I know I'm saying that because I'm trying to beat it in your head, and get healthy boundaries. And it's okay to have healthy boundaries in your home. It's okay. We're not bad parents for that. You got anything you want to close out with?
Not really. I guess I'll say this again, since I'm not talking too much, just so y'all know. We are on one accord and we are in agreement with each other. For the women, again, there will be a lot of times you don't like what your husband got to say, or the, what's the word?
The confrontation.
Not the confrontation. The things the husband set in place, or their idea or perspective.
The systems.
Yeah, whatever. Those things. You ain't gonna always like it. But like he said, it does no good to... No, hold on. Wait. Let me make sure I say this right. Okay. There's nothing wrong with expressing your feelings, but it's how you do it. So if you come in like to bite his head off and try and be big dog like I used to be, it ain't gonna get nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So take it to the Lord. If y'all can't come to an agreement, then agree to disagree and take it to the Lord. When you have a relationship with God, it's easier. It's easier because God gonna go off what's right. Well, what's righteous, the righteous way. So if it's something that is not pleasing, then he'll correct you. He'll correct you. He'll correct the husband. He'll show y'all both what y'all could have done better, so y'all can move forward. He's not going to have y'all bumping heads with each other. So it takes humility. It takes a lot of humility. It's a lot of compromisation. Is that a word?
I don't know, just made it up.
It's a lot of compromising.
And forgiving.
And forgiveness, in marriage. So, yeah, it's not always easy. But it's easier when y'all both have a relationship with God. And y'all know that at the end of the day, if y'all marriage is on the foundation of Christ and of God's word, that God is not going to allow some crazy stuff to just be going on if you taking it to him, you know what I mean? And he in there in your relationship, like he's not going to allow it to happen. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
You got anything about children?
Children.
For the wives?
Just what I said earlier. Don't use your child as an escape. And then also, I can't say this. Also keep in mind that your children are watching you. You may think, they don't understand. They won't remember this. They are watching you. And anybody you ask, the first thing when it comes to a dysfunction, they always go back to their childhood. So you can't say, yeah, I don't remember and all that. So that's another motivation, at least for me, to continue to seek God on being a good example in front of my daughter and when she's not watching. That way it's easier, and I'm not like, oh, like she just thought, oh, that just came out in front of her, because I'm already trying to be a good example. So she know how to be a good wife. She know how to not be a yes woman. She can still express her viewpoint, her perspective, and not feel like she's a bad person for expressing herself. But also where she will know how to deal with it, and not be how I used to be before she came, which is great. She didn't see me that way, but and she know how to go to God, so her marriage can continue to thrive, and she can be on one accord with her husband. So yeah, that should be another motivation for a wife and for a husband.
So God bless y'all. God bless your marriage, your singleness. God bless your children. God bless your communication. God bless your finances. God bless you. I hope your souls get set free. I hope some liberation go forward in Jesus' name. I pray that for you guys, for you all. Men, continue to stand firm. Be the best people y'all can be. Women, continue to stand firm. Be the best women you can be. I'll let you.
Amen.